In January of 2024, my wife and I purchased a Ford Transit 350 cargo van. We noticed that some of the cabling inside the van was in the way of the build we wanted to do, so we had to move that and reroute it. Next, we started ordering parts, and it was exciting to be filling up our garage with all kinds of parts and dreaming about what the van was going to look like. Part of that dreaming was doing a full cardboard layout inside the van, which allowed us to sit in there and really get a feel for what the van was going to look like and how we were going to live in it. It was pretty exciting, and we spent a lot of time cutting cardboard and moving things around. Next, we moved on to sound dampening, and I admit I went a little overboard on the sound dampening, but hopefully in the long run it'll make it quieter. Next, we started cutting holes in the van, and I must admit that this was the most nerve-wracking part of the build, cutting holes in a brand new van. In all, we cut 5 holes. One for the air conditioner, one for the vent, the 2 flares, and then we added a window. After installing the air conditioner and the vent, we moved on to the roof rack. The roof rack was designed for the Ford Transit, so the bolt holes were already there, and so it made it pretty quick to put the roof rack up. The next thing we did was moved on to the electrical design, and I did my chicken scratches to figure out what was going to be feeding what, and then I cleaned it up and went through and figured out all the different wire sizes based on the amperage. That led to putting up the solar, which we ended up with 400 watts on the ceiling, and that came out pretty nice, which meant drilling a few more holes in the roof, and luckily so far it hasn't leaked. The flooring was next. We did insulation and aluminum bars to support the plywood, and then later on top of the plywood went the vinyl flooring. The Espar heater was a great addition. It went underneath the passenger seat, and it sucks off gas out of the gas tank, so we have no propane. We also put in a shelf over the driver and passenger seat, and this proves to be a really great place to store our window coverings. And as you can see, we had to shape it exactly to the front of the van. This is my latest tool. Not my wife. She's not a tool. This is a little hydraulic press. So when I want to make 2-inch holes in the van, I use hydraulics. And then it just starts poking a hole in the van, hopefully. Hold on, I gotta go check it from the outside. Yep, it's working. I'll show you at the end. Say goodbye.
Oh, if you can't see.
Big hole. Now I got a hole in my van. Makes a perfect hole with no drilling, no fuss, no mess. There we go.